The deadliest and most infamous tornado in Massachusetts history, the Worcester tornado in 1953. This twister cut a devastating 40-mile path through Worcester County on June 9th, taking 94 lives in 84 minutes. More recently, in 2008, a New England record 50-mile-long track, this time in east central New Hampshire, caused damage in 11 communities on July 24th, claiming one life along the way. And just 3 years ago on June 1st, this. The Greater Springfield tornado, the strongest of 4 tornadoes that touched down that day in Massachusetts. With estimated wind speeds of 160 miles per hour, the twister left a 39-mile-long path of destruction, at times a half a mile wide, its scars still visible on our landscape today. We average 2 to 3 tornadoes every year in Massachusetts, and sometimes they turn deadly. That's what happened here in the Merrick neighborhood of West Springfield. One of the first responders on the scene was Deputy Fire Chief Stephen Mancino, and he says it's the biggest event he's ever seen in his career.
Gas being strewn from buildings that were torn apart. You have limbs on top of cars, limbs on top of houses, of trees, and trees themselves, these large-scale trees that are pretty much no longer visible in this area. You figure with the amount of people, the population density down here, that more lives weren't lost. It's surprising, to say the least.
Farther east in Munson, memories of that day are still fresh in the minds of residents.
I only saw out the kitchen window a very small part, and I jumped back into the bathtub. It was so scary, and it missed my apartment by 20 feet. It went right through the parking lot where I lived. You didn't hear a bird chirping or calling for a week.
Right on Main Street, the town's offices and police facility will be completed this fall.
Having this rebuilt really infills and I think emotionally kind of helps the town move on as far as the rebuilding process and recovering itself emotionally.
Town Administrator Evan Brassard says the town's preparedness for severe weather events has increased.
Before the tornado struck, we didn't have a community notification system, and so since then that was a really big priority.